This video is brought to you by BoardGamePrices.com. Find the best prices for board games at BoardGamePrices.com. Kia ora koutou, and welcome to Raiders of the North Sea in about 3 minutes. Review copy used, part of our program to promote New Zealand gaming. It is a game for 2 to 4 players. There is a solo mode, but it's available separately. Playing time's around 60 to 90 minutes. It's a moderately complex game. You come from the land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs blow. You will drive your ships to new lands. You will send your warband to Valhalla. You will conquer lands of green, make ruins, and become the overlord of the western shore. Well, you hope you can, as there is always another warband trying to outdo your efforts to become the greatest raider of the North Sea. You win if you have the most points at the end of the game. The game ends when all but one of the fortress spaces has been raided. You gain points from raiding, sending warriors to Valhalla, upgrading your armor, making offerings to the chieftain of your tribe, and from character cards. Competitive. Only one player can be the greatest raider. Worker placement. You place and remove workers from action spaces to gain the associated benefits. Card management. Your crew cards can be used in multiple ways. Player turn. On your turn, you place workers or raid. If you place workers, put 1 on the board and claim that space's benefit. In this case, 3 silver. You then take a worker from any other action space and claim that benefit as well, giving you a total of 2 actions. The gatehouse gives you extra crew cards, and the town hall lets you play a crew member for their special ability. The barracks lets you recruit a crew member to your warband, while the treasury allows you to discard cards for gold or silver. The mill gives you the supplies you need to raid, while the armory allows you to spend resources to increase your armor score. The longhouse lets you trade livestock for supplies or to spend goods to claim an offering token. The cost and supplies to raid a region is printed on the board, as is the minimum crew needed. Place your worker in an empty spot, then take the worker and goods from an area. It can no longer be raided. Gain this number in yellow as victory points. Some later raids require grey or white workers granted from earlier raids. They also have a value printed in red. This is a number you have to make to score the victory points marked here. There's a combination of your armor score from this track, the total value of your crew's combat abilities in red, and the values rolled on the dice on the board. If you gain a black Valkyrie marker from a raid, you must lose one of your crew members. This does increase your Valkyrie score track though. Keep playing until the second to last fortress has been raided. Why would you like this game? Raiders of the North Sea has a unique ebb and flow to it, and figuring out how to chain together raids and keep doing actions that gain you points is really rewarding. The game hits that sweet spot of being easy to learn, but having enough depth that skilled players can really go to town. I'm also a fan of games that have multi-use cards, as they give you more options and more decisions to make. And the cards themselves are gorgeous, and the Myco's art really elevates the game's overall look and feel. The best thing about this game is the place a worker, take a worker mechanic. It's a different take on worker placement, and it works really well. However, setting up the game takes a little on the long side, as you have to place all of the tokens on the board. And Viking, looting, kidnapping, and pillaging is certainly not everyone's idea of a good time. While heavily abstracted, this is very much a Viking game. The designer of Raiders also co-designed Architects of the West Kingdom, which has yet another interesting take on worker placement. And if you want more Viking and more pillaging, look at Blood Rage. Raiders of the North Sea. Did you know Viking's a noun and a verb? If you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and check out our Patreon.